Don't eat the strawberries. That's where it is. Oh, the creek looks dry.
That's not the actual creek. There's two parts, remember? This one.
I do, that's the smaller section, that's right. But you can still tell that the water level is low.
It's gonna be boring.
You're boring.
No. Huh?
Hold on. You are entering the present floodplain. What is under it all? 100 million years.
Freeze.
Very cool.
He was recording.
You are here.
I'm sorry.
That's okay. She can say freeze.
Still recording. Delete that. Delete that.
You delete yourself. Can we get this fixed, please? It's potentially dangerous. Oh no, I hear other human beings. Rats.
No, it's down there.
Maddie,
Maddie.
what's wrong with you? Besides, it's not going to be deep enough. I see something. I hear something. Don't you want to live on the edge, bro? Don't go this way. It's a lot of dirt going down. Stay right there, Maddie. It's a cool spot right there. Look at the canopy. This guy's looking for the real deal over there.
Kids are wanting a picture of you under that.
Don't let her get up on you.
Good.
Let's start off with a chunker one on the left here. That would have been nice. And a smaller one right there on the right. Well, she just found the monster. Look at that bad boy. Good job, doll. Wow. She is, because she's hoping for another big one. That's the real deal right there. Good job. Well, based on today's heat, it's really hard to do a lot of digging because, again, you will overheat very quickly. So what I'm going to do now is very, very casually walk slowly around, and E-Y-E-I, anything that's sitting in the top layer of the river here. And I'm going to very carefully not step on all these hermit crabs because they come out in force this time of year. But if you give them a chance to see your foot, you're going to see they take off pretty quickly. So you're not going to crush one. But I'm going to very carefully look into all these little holes I've dug in the past. Now you can see I've already been down that way, and you got to either get way up ahead of your search because the mud's going to come down and cloud everything, or you've got to stay behind it. So I'm not really going to follow those rules today. I'm just doing a nice slow walk. You're going to see a lot of what I normally see in here. I just can't pick everything up, including all these bottles you're seeing, because they are late 60s, early 70s. Unless I see something in particular that I like. I'm going to continue to really just for now look for anything particular that catches my eye that has been slowly revealed. Oh, hello. There's a few bigger crabs in here. Look at that guy. It doesn't take long for them to put their claws up and let you know they mean business. Copper wire is always fun to find because it has some value. Oh, those two fighting over there. Now my twin brother just texted me if I got out yet today, and I am out. And unfortunately, he can't get out today, so I may do a FaceTime with him and have him search a little bit with me. Little boogers. So I'm gonna, oh, some fish flying around. I'm gonna do that right now. There goes another crab. There's someone with a crab trap, which unfortunately, when the tide runs as high and low as this one does, you can't really put a crab trap in here because low tide will actually pull the crabs out of the water and they will dry up before you even come to collect them. This just has so much comic relief to it. I grabbed the bottom piece of this and all I saw was the curve here. I had no idea what it was. And unfortunately it's plastic. But that is a Sears and Roebuck Company 22-pound weightlifting plate. Look at this thing. And it's signed Ted Williams. Orbitron weightlifting plate. I don't know. I might have to take this thing home. I'm gonna have to clean it out, get all the weight out of it because it was probably filled with sand, and see what kind of history this thing has. On one side it says 10 kilos, yep, so 2.2 gives it a 22-pound plate. There's definitely some history to this thing. I do have my backpack. I managed to pull out another tiny. This guy looks a little bit smaller than the typical bottle shape like this that I find. I like how the lip is a little more rounded. Yeah, this one might be 20s or 30s. It's a great looking bottle. There's no imperfections, no scratches. Although the maker's imperfections is what we actually like to look for. But this one looks pretty cool. I like it. Maybe we'll find a few more in there. But I'm already starting to sweat. Well, that's interesting. I actually found the piece that I lost last week and said I was going to put under the black light to see if it glows. I got it back. Now I'll bring it home and test it and try not to lose it. No, it just wasn't meant to keep this piece because I just dropped it on the floor and broke it up. But I am going to see if it is uranium glass right now. We're going to shine the black light on it anyway. It doesn't just glow, it has a really nice glow to it. Look at that. I'm trying not to over-glow it because it really doesn't look good in the light, but that does. Oh, look at your braces. That looks really cool. All right, don't eat these. Well, in this one, I'm already seeing some awesomeness. Look at this guy. We have a pocket watch with that little clasp on top that would have hooked up to the chain. That thing's never still there. That's the front of it. You can see where the dials would have been. That just came out of the water. Very cool. I mean, I know it's destroyed. Most people look at this going, what are you going to do with that? It's just the history. It's the history of finding this thing. I do see my milk glass sticking out of there. Let me put this in my pocket. Because, yeah, I'm going to take it home. It's a nice piece of milk glass. Probably some kind of cream at some point. It's in good shape. A few scratches on it. I might take that home to go with my collection of about 5,000 of those. But what is this piece? Clipped onto something. I was hoping, I did see this as I scooped it up, I was hoping there was some writing on it. It appears to be, I'm going to say it's brass, even though it should be a little more yellowed. I don't really know what that is though. It certainly looks like it attached to something. Maybe I'll pick up some writing on that when I get it home. If not, I scrap it. Waterman's ink. Can't miss beads like this. Here's a pretty blue thing. Got a nice little swirl in it. It's a little chipped on both ends, I think. But that may have some history to it. Who are my bead specialists out there? I know how to find them. I'm not so great at identifying things. That's a fun little find. Tiny little guy. Might even have some bubbles in it. Huh. Well, I decided to sweat it out anyway. So I'm doing a little different style. I'm doing a dig and toss, dig and toss. Hoping just to find some bigger pieces. You can see a lot is coming out. And I can't take everything, right? But this thing's really interesting looking. I'm gonna do a few more. I'll pull things out like parts of toilet bowls, which are not fun to dig out. But you can see a lot of scrap is coming out and some of the bigger stuff. Well, we got some tiny bottles that are playing around today. I always bring these bad boys home, but I did pull out, after my buddy Steven pulls out a marble, there he is, I had to retaliate and return the favor with a white and yellow. Now we're tied up. Like the mini cobalt blue. Still digging. That's probably about the 5th one of these leaves I've found in here. Oh, it has some age to it. I'm really curious what this piece of stoneware may have actually looked like in its prime. There's another one. I think we got one sitting right on top. Yep, you said it. It's all black. It's very rare to pull out 2 marbles in one day. Hey guys, they think they're being fed right now. Might be halfway, but the top of the cranium has a lot more space than the bottom, so maybe not quite halfway. Turns out I found a whole bunch more of these brass leaves. They're actually two connected together. That's why I was finding so many of them. I did get a bunch that were connected, but a lot of halves. But I'm not really sure if they possibly were part of a necklace. Well, here are the spoils of my last concretion collection. I was only able to break off small pieces, but I did get a piece that I think has a quarter in it. These are the pennies that came off as I was breaking this off because I saw one in there. One of these is a wheat penny. Yep, that's the wheat penny, but these are memorials. There's a buckle. I picked up this piece out of the mud, but I'm going to break up all this and show you what the results are of this collection. A couple handles. That was a padlock, I believe. And I did pull a couple bullets out of the mud also. That looked like there should be a quarter there, or a washer. Might be something there. It turns out that the majority of the pennies I found in the concretion were all wheat cents, except for the 1963 memorial. And the quarter that I found that I didn't realize till I cleaned it up enough is actually a silver 1955 Washington. This will do a fairly good job in dating this new piece of concretion as a little bit older than the last one I was breaking up. Summer beach detecting just before a storm comes in. Keeps the beach nice and empty. I think I saw something shiny. 99% sure it's costing. Oh, I think it might be another butterfly. I find a lot of these bad boys. There you go. She's been out there a little while. Well, I picked up about 40 coins already, and generally when that happens, there is a ring to be found somewhere. I think it's a wave ring. Sure looks gold. but I'm guessing it's not. I guess they find using silver, and this thing's a little tarnished. Let's see a maker's mark. Yeah, it's probably either gold plated or I don't know what it is. All these bullets, these lead bullets that I collect here often are from the late 1800s, post-Civil War. But I'm not sure what they did over here back then other than practice shooting into the water, because there are usually gazillions of them when you get the right kind of wash. You can see the tiny versions of them, real tiny ones all throughout there. Just grabbed that out of the surf. What do you think? Is it a sport ball? Is it used for fishing nets? It's very, very hard. It's heavy. And a little misshaped to be a perfect ball. Not really sure. I think I got one of these about a year ago. Same spot. Could be fishing related. It's a very cool section right here where this really, really old clay has all this wood starting to show through. This could have been old docks, old fishing docks from the early 1800s, which means they must have dropped other stuff here into this clay. I'm just waiting to see if any bottles start to pop up. So there's wood coming through. Very cool area. Just wish it was a lot bigger. It may look big from there. There's this tiny little section. I just pulled out a bunch of tools. You can see another one sitting right here. That might be a tool. But I see a key starting to come out here. Not a super old key, but old enough, probably 40s to 50s. And I'm gonna see what else I can pull out of here. The sand hasn't dragged out enough for me to get really deeper sections in, but I'm gonna just keep doing what I can do here.
So like I said in the last video, I did decide to start drawing a still life of this picture. Now, I don't want to sound like I'm claiming to be one of the greatest artists out there. I'm really not. I actually have a decent amount of talent because, as I've said in the past, both my parents are artists. But what I will remind you is there's a tremendous amount of stress relief and stress management when you sit down and just try to draw something. My brain is clear, although I may get frustrated plenty of times doing the drawing. It is a great way to actually relax and clear your head.